Welcome to the Washington and Lee Athletics Year in Review. I'm Jeremy Franklin. We start in the fall where the football team finished 8-3, winning its second Old Dominion Athletic Conference title in 3 seasons before falling to Hobart in the NCAA playoffs. On a team full of great players, Luke Heinzen's senior season stands out. In addition to breaking W&L's career rushing record and setting a new single-season mark with 22 touchdowns on the ground, Luke assumed the place-kicking duties this fall, going on to lead the NCAA with 188 points. Heinzen became the school's first-ever finalist for Division III football's most prestigious award, the Gallardi Trophy. He earned 4-team All-America honors from D3Football.com, and he was the second straight general to snag the Touchdown Club of Richmond's Willie Lanier Award for top small college player in Virginia, as well as ODAC Offensive Player of the Year laurels. 2012 graduate Charlie Westfall received both awards last year. But a one-man team, W&L was not. The Generals led Division III in rushing yards per game, averaging over 360 a contest, and numerous players received postseason accolades. Heinzen was joined on the All-ODAC first team by fellow running back Brett Murray, offensive lineman Bobby Jones and Connor Hollenbeck, and safety Jake Pelton. Heinzen was a first-team All-Region selection by D3Football.com, with Pelton and Hollenbeck named to the second team. In the Roanoke Times All-State selections, offensive lineman Micah Fleet joined Hollenbeck, Heinzen, and Pelton on the first team, with Murray and Jones named to the second team. Meanwhile, Murray earned first-team Academic All-America honors, while Heinzen and Pelton capped off their careers by playing in the D3 Senior Classic in Salem. At the helm of the program, Scott Abel was named Coach of the Year by the ODAC, the Touchdown Club of Richmond, and the Virginia Sports Information Directors. For women's cross-country, 2012 was all about winning races. Washington and Lee competed in 5 regular season meets, winning 4 while placing second in the other. The Generals extended their success into the postseason, winning the program's record 14th conference title. W&L's 5 scoring runners all finished in the top 9 at the ODAC meet in Harrisonburg, as Lauren Schultz, Molly Ortiz, and Casey McIntosh garnered first-team all-conference honors. W&L would go on to place 4th at the NCAA South-Southeast Regional. Schultz and Ortiz finished in the top 9, qualifying for the national championship meet, and they were joined on the All-Region team by Annalise Madison. Schultz received the ODAC Scholar Athlete Award for the second straight year, and the team earned Academic All-America honors from the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. Men's cross-country came in 5th at the ODAC Championship and 15th at the NCAA Regional. Junior captain Kane Thomas had 3 top 10 finishes in the regular season for Washington and Lee, which joined the women's team in receiving Academic All-America honors from the USTF CCCA. During the offseason, the program said goodbye to John Tucker, who is retiring after 24 years as head coach. In volleyball, Washington and Lee won its 13th ODAC title, capturing the championship by beating Lynchburg on a neutral court at Randolph-Macon. The Generals battled through an injury-riddled campaign to post an impressive 26-10 record, returning to the NCAA tournament, where they fell to eventual national semifinalist Christopher Newport down in Newport News. Junior outside hitter M.A. Bowles was a first-team All-ODAC selection for the 3rd time in her career, also earning first-team All-State and Academic All-District laurels, while fellow outside hitter Anna Lausberg was named the Rookie of the Year by both the conference and the Virginia Sports Information Directors. Lausberg and setter Megan Molesky were second-team All-State picks. Field hockey posted a 6-12 record, going 4-4 in the ODAC and returning to the conference tournament after a 1-year absence. Junior Victoria Van Natten was named first-team All-ODAC, while classmate Riley Hamsch was a second-team All-State selection. Washington and Lee also received the National Academic Team Award from the National Field Hockey Coaches Association. The women's soccer team finished 14-3-1 overall, placing second in the ODAC with a 10-1-1 conference record. Though the Generals lost a double overtime heartbreaker to Shenandoah in the ODAC quarterfinals, there were plenty of highlights during the regular season, which concluded with a 10-match unbeaten streak. Sophomores Catherine Rush, Taylor DeVoe, and Katie Rossi ended up on the All-ODAC first team. DeVoe, who helped to anchor a defense that allowed just 11 goals in 18 matches, was a first-team All-State and second-team All-Region pick, while Rossi earned first-team All-Region honors. Meanwhile, senior Ainsley Daigle was selected to the Academic All-District team. Men's soccer also finished in second place in the ODAC, going 7-2-2 in the league and 11-4-3 overall. W&L beat Bridgewater in the conference tournament before falling on penalty kicks to Virginia Wesleyan in the semifinals. Sophomore Zach Colby's 13 goals were the most scored by a General since the 2000 season, and he received first-team All-ODAC and All-State honors, along with a spot on the Academic All-District team. Goalkeeper Albert Civitrice, who gave up just 11 goals in 16 matches, was a second-team All-State selection. Heading into the winter, men's track and field placed 5th at the ODAC Indoor Championship meet in Lynchburg. The distance medley relay team of James Bush, Kirk Kazmarek, Blake Liebling, and Levi Waring finished second to collect all conference honors. In women's track and field, the ODAC Indoor Championship came down to the final race, with Washington and Lee ultimately finishing just 2 points behind champion Roanoke. The Generals racked up a total of 13 All-ODAC honors, highlighted by 3 event wins. Jillian Catterhagen took first in the pole vault, Molly Ortiz claimed the title in the 3,000 meters, and the distance medley relay team of Ortiz, Teresa Soli, Sarah Helms, and Joanna Gergen set a new meet record. Meanwhile, Lauren Schultz received her second ODAC Scholar Athlete Award of the academic year. More track and field coming up in just a bit. Men's basketball went 13-13 overall and 8-8 in the conference, falling 58-52 to Eastern Mennonite in the first round of the ODAC tournament. The general season included an upset of 22nd-ranked Guilford, as well as Washington and Lee's first win over Virginia Wesleyan since 2001. Senior JDI became the first player in program history to record 1,000 points, 800 rebounds, 200 assists, 150 blocks, and 100 steals. Leading scorer Andrew Franz earned Rookie of the Year honors from the ODAC and the Virginia Sports Information Directors. In women's basketball, Washington and Lee finished 9-16 overall and 6-10 in the ODAC, blasting Emory and Henry 69-48 in the first round of the conference tournament before dropping a hard-fought 68-58 decision to top seed Eastern Mennonite in the quarterfinals. The Generals finished second in the league in scoring defense, giving up a paltry 53.9 points per game. Senior Katie Wilson became the 10th player in program history to break the 1,000-point plateau, reaching the mark during the ODAC tournament in Salem, and she was chosen as the conference's Scholar Athlete of the Year. Wrestling went 2-13 overall, with both dual meet wins coming in Centennial Conference action. Featuring a roster with just 2 upperclassmen, the Generals placed 8th at the conference championship, with first-years Tyler Kalin and Grant Coakley coming in 4th in their weight classes. W&L would go on to finish 16th at the NCAA Regional. In riding, Washington and Lee placed second at the ODAC Championship, with senior Molly Roundtree earning all conference honors. The Generals' regular season included a reserve champion finish at the Hollins Invitational, as well as third-place showings at Bridgewater and Sweetbriar. 2012-2013 marked the beginning of a new era in swimming at Washington and Lee. This was the first year of the combined program, and both teams were extremely successful in the pool. Men's swimming posted an 8-2 record, finishing 6th at the Bluegrass Mountain Conference meet and sending 4 swimmers on to the NCAA Championship. At the national meet in Texas, Rick Sykes placed 4th in the 50 freestyle finals, garnering All-America status, and he teamed up with Wade Marsh, David Ireland, and Brendan Haley to earn All-America honors in the 200 medley relay. Women's swimming went 10-3 overall, winning the ODAC Championship for the 6th consecutive season and the 23rd time in the 30 years that the conference has sponsored the sport. Caroline Hemp was the ODAC Swimmer of the Year, while Delaney Rolfe earned her 3rd straight Conference Scholar Athlete Award, and Emma Swab received Rookie of the Year honors. Those 3 were joined on the All-ODAC first team by Izzy Brassfield, Colleen Moore, Brittany Ross, Meredith Hardy, Lauren Kasoff, Hannah Melkin, Stephanie Foster, and Meredith Murphy. All told, the Generals set 7 new school records during the season. Moving on to the spring, the baseball team had a record-setting season at the plate, leading the nation with 39 home runs in 36 games, while going 19-17 overall and 11-9 in the ODAC. The Generals lineup was so stacked that Will Sally and Keegan Dolan, who combined for 15 homers, didn't crack the All-ODAC teams. W&L did, however, have 3 first-team All-Conference selections: shortstop Jonathan Stutz, who hit .403 with 8 homers, first baseman Alex Maragos, who smacked 7 home runs, and catcher Alex Mate. Meanwhile, sophomore outfielder Drew Waprinsky will take a 28-game hitting streak into next season. And to top it all off, head coach Jeff Stickley picked up his 400th career victory against Shenandoah in the ODAC tournament in Lynchburg. Back to track and field. The women's team again came in second at the ODAC Championship, producing a strong showing at the conference meet here in Lexington. Lauren Schultz earned co-athlete of the meet honors by winning the 3,000-meter steeplechase and placing second in the 10,000 meters. The Generals had 3 other event winners. Marissa Thompson took the 100-meter hurdles, Janie Fugate claimed the 400-meter hurdles, and Jillian Catterhagen finished first in the pole vault. W&L picked up 2 other major awards as Annalise Madison was selected as the Scholar Athlete of the Year, while Nate Hoey earned Conference Coach of the Year honors. Fugate, who holds the school record in the 400 hurdles, made more program history in late April when she became the first W&L women's track and field athlete to compete in the prestigious Penn Relays. Men's track and field improved on its indoor performance by producing a 3rd-place showing at the Outdoor ODAC Championship. Xander Tallman won the 400 meters, finishing first as the Generals claimed 3 of the top 5 spots, while Eddie Barnes led a W&L sweep of the top 3 places in the javelin. Washington and Lee claimed several other all-conference honors, highlighted by 2 event-winning relay teams. Augustin Kim, Cole Glasgow, Aaron Jong, and Tallman won the 4x100 event, while Tallman teamed with Parker Howard, Dylan Myers, and Thomas Dunbar to take first in the 4x400. In its first full varsity season, women's golf competed in 7 tournaments, hosting the Generals Invitational back in October and then taking part in the first ever ODAC Championship in April. Rachel Wright and Sarah Moyer were all conference selections, and the future looks bright for a team with 4 first-years and 1 sophomore. The men's golf team finished 4th at the ODAC Championship at Bay Creek. First-year Teddy Corcoran made an immediate impact on the program, winning Guilford's Pine Needles Intercollegiate Invitational and going on to claim first-team all-conference honors. Another underclassman, sophomore Patrick Clausen, led the Generals with a 76.1 stroke average and was WNL's top finisher at the conference tournament. In women's tennis, Washington and Lee went 19-8, winning its 11th consecutive conference title and its 23rd ODAC championship overall. The Generals upended Methodist in the NCAA tournament before falling 5-4 to Sewanee in the second round in Atlanta. 2 sophomores won major conference honors. Sonia Meehan was chosen as Player of the Year for the second straight season, while Patricia Kirkland received the Scholar Athlete Award. Those 2 were joined on the All-ODAC first team for singles by Megan Buell, Carrie Cotter, Jen Hall, and Chelsea Mixon, while Cameron Dorsey and Claire Cahill were selected for doubles play. And the general season isn't over. Meehan and Buell will both compete in the NCAA Individual Championships in singles later this month, while Meehan and Kirkland qualified for the doubles field. Men's tennis claimed its 32nd ODAC title this spring, going 18-6 overall before dropping a 5-3 decision to North Carolina Wesleyan in the opening round of the NCAA tournament last week. Senior Hayden White was selected as both the Player of the Year and the Scholar Athlete of the Year by the conference, while David Detweiler was named ODAC Coach of the Year. All 6 WNL singles players earned first-team all-conference honors, with White joined by Taylor Shamshiri, Michael Holt, Christopher Hu, Brian Kruskos, and Vincent Kim. The doubles pairings of Shamshiri, Holt, and White-Hu were also first-team All-ODAC. White is currently the top-ranked singles player in the Atlantic South region, and his great career will wrap up at the NCAA Individual Championships, where he'll be joined by the doubles team of Shamshiri and Holt. In women's lacrosse, a young WNL squad struggled through a tough regular season, going 7-9 and slipping to 4th place in the ODAC. Then came the conference tournament. Washington and Lee beat the top 2 seeds on the road, edging number 1 Guilford in the semifinals and then knocking off number 2 Shenandoah 11-8 in the championship. It was the Generals' 13th straight appearance in the ODAC final and their 11th title during that run. Washington and Lee returned to the NCAA tournament, falling 13-6 to York in the first round. Defender Leanne Stone racked up several postseason awards, receiving first-team All-ODAC, first-team All-Region, and third-team All-America honors. Midfielder Meade Brewster was his second-team All-Region pick, while Brooke O'Brien was selected as the conference's Coach of the Year. Men's lacrosse tied the program record for wins in a season, going 16-5 overall and 7-2 in the ODAC. Washington and Lee started the year off with a pair of eye-opening wins, stunning top-ranked Salisbury in double overtime and then beating 10th-ranked Denison to get back onto the national radar. Fast forward to the ODAC tournament, where the Generals slipped past Lynchburg in overtime in the semifinals, going on to drop a 10-9 decision to Roanoke in the championship. But WNL's great season was rewarded with the team's first NCAA tournament bid since 2009. The Generals handled Sewanee 19-6 in the first round before falling 7-4 in a rematch against Salisbury at Wilson Field on Saturday. Joe LaSala was named the ODAC Scholar Athlete of the Year, and he was joined on the all-conference first team by fellow defenseman Andrew Fusselball, midfielder and face-off specialist Jared Mitchell, and attackman Mac Means, who will finish his career as the program's 5th all-time leading scorer. For the Washington and Lee Athletics Year in Review, I'm Jeremy Franklin.